In this session, we are going to start the chapter linear equation in two variables. Now see, first of all, we have the word linear. So we have to understand what does the word linear means. Then we have the word equations. Equation, what does the word equation means? And then variables. So we try to understand the variables first. As we know that the variables are the things that vary, or we can say change. And how we show it? We show it by the use of alphabets. Let's say X, Y, Z, U, V. So we can say the variables are shown by alphabets. Okay, now, so we understood what is a variable, the things that are changing. So the changing things are shown by the terms like X, Y, Z, it can be UV, but mostly we are going to use X and Y in this chapter. Now, next we have to understand what is the, first we understood variable thing, now, then we have to see the linear. Whenever we are talking about the linear, so it means the maximum power of variable equals to 1, or we can say the degree equals to 1. Then we say it a linear. Now, then we have the term equation. Equation means there will be a sign of equality. Now, with these three conditions, you'll understand the name of the chapter. So it is linear, means the maximum power of the variable should be 1. So we can say the degree should be 1. Then equation. So there should be presence of the equality sign. It should be a equals to sign there. So that is equations. And when we have two variables. Now we'll do some examples about it. What I said, there should be three things. One is the linear, means the maximum power to be 1. Then I said it should be an equation, so it should have an equality sign and the power of the variable. So how many variables we have to get? Two variables, X and Y, or U and V, W and Z, anything it can be. Now we will take some examples to understand it. Let's say if it is given X plus Y equals to 2. Now try to see this equation here. Is it a equation? Yes, it's an equation. Why I can say it's an equation? Because we have the equality sign involved. Whenever we have the equality sign, we say it is an equation. So you can see this is the equality sign here. Yes, we are getting equality sign. Now, they are saying two variables. So one variable is X and other variable is Y. So we have two variables also. Now, then they are saying it should be linear. Linear means the maximum power of the variable should be 1. We can see that here the maximum power is 1 here, and this is also maximum power is 1 here. If nothing is written, so it means that the power is 1. So we can say this is a linear equation. Now let's take another example. If I say 2x equals to y plus 5. Now, is it a linear equation? How we decide? First of all, we see the linear. Linear means the power of the variable should be 1. The power is 1 here, power is 1 here. So this is linear. Now, what we see equations There should be equality sign. Yes, we have a equality sign, so we can say this is a equation. Now, two variables. We can see one variable is x, other variable is y. So what we can realize, this is also a linear equation and this is also a linear equation. I hope this is clear. So what we have to see, we have to just see the two variables, then we have to see the equality sign, and the maximum power of the variable should be 1. Now, let's say if we take an example like x equals to 5. Is it a linear equation? My question is it a linear equation? Now, how to visualize this? First, see the equality sign. You have the equality sign, so it is an equation. It is a equation. But now you have to say, is it a linear? So linear means the maximum power should be 1. The maximum power is 1 here. Of what? The variables we see. The maximum power is 1. That is also right. We can see it is a linear, it is an equation. Now we have to see for the two variables. Is it containing two variables? You can see here, this is only x. So it means it's a one variable. So we can write it, this is a linear equation in one variable. One variable. But if we see the top two ones, this top two, we can say linear equation in two variables. Two variables. Here also linear equation in two variables. Okay, so we understood like what is linear equation in two variables. We can see one more example. Let if I say, if it is given x plus 2y plus 8 equals to 0. Now, first example we have taken here, the second one is this, and the third one is this, and now the fourth one is this. Fourth example, see here. So, if we have to decide, is it a linear equation in two variables? So, first of all, we will see what? Equality sign. There is the equality sign. So, we can say it is a equation. See, this equality sign shows that it is a equation. Okay, now, then we have to see, is it containing linear two variables? See, the power of the variable is 1 and the power of the variable is 1. Therefore, we can say it is linear. Linear. We understood it is a linear, it is an equation. Now we have to see how many variables it contains. It contains the variable x and the variable y. So we have two variables here. We can write two variables. Which are the variables we can mention? X, comma, y. X, comma, y is the variable. This is the equality sign, so equation. So we can say this is a linear equation in two variables. Linear equation in two variables. I hope till here each and everything is clear. Okay, now we'll move to the question. Now we'll understand the standard form of the linear equation in two variables. What is meant by standard form? See, if it is written in the form of ax plus by plus c equals to 0. This is called the standard form of the linear equation. So just try to observe it. Why we are calling it a standard form? See here. All the terms, all the variables and the constant are on the left hand side. See, this one, this is called LHS and this is called RHS. This equals to sign is like a boundary. It is separating the left hand side and it is separating the right hand side. Now see here, what we can observe here, each and every term, variables and constants are on the left hand side and the 0 is on the right hand side. So if you find any equation in this format, so that is called as a standard form of the linear equation. And see, few condition we have. The condition is that a should not be 0. Because if a becomes 0, one variable will disappear. So a cannot be 0. Next, b cannot be 0. The value of b is also not 0. Fine. So this is the condition. Now let's take an example. If I write a question like, if I say 2x plus 3y equals to 5, like this way if I say, is it a standard form representation? Just have a look. Is it a standard form representation? You can say no. But why? The reason is that if I observe this problem here, variable left hand side, x is left hand side, y is also left hand side. But what we can observe, this constant is on the right hand side. So it should not be there. It should always be on the left hand side. So if I write like this way, this you can say non-standard form. Non-standard form. What's the problem? 5 is the problem here. Now, if I convert it like this 2x as it is, this 3y as it is, and now this constant if taken on the left hand side, so this will be minus 5 equals to 0. This constant is taken on left hand side. Now I can say this is the standard form. Standard form. I hope this is clear. Now try to understand few more things. This is a variable x, the power is 1. This is a variable y, the power is 1. So we have two variables having the power 1. So that's why it is a linear. Equals to is there. So equation. And we have two variables x and y. So we call it linear equation in two variables. And each and every term on the left hand side and the constant, or you can say 0. It's a 0 on the right hand side. That's why we can say it is the linear equation represented in the standard form. Now few more things. This 2 is the coefficient of x. Coefficient of x. What we are calling coefficient of x here? We are calling it a. So can I write here the a equals to 2? Yes, the coefficient term. Now, if you see this term, the coefficient of y is b. So you can see the coefficient of y here. So that is b. So we can say b equals to 3 here. Just an observation from this equation. x2 is the coefficient of the x, 3 is the coefficient of the y, and now c is a constant term. So can we write c equals to this constant term always with the signs? See, the 2 I wrote with the sign. There was a plus sign, so I wrote plus here. Now this is a 3. 3 is with the plus sign, so I wrote 3 only. Now if you see this constant, it is minus 5. So c will be minus 5 here. This is the standard form representation, and I told you how to get the value of ABC from this. Now we'll do few more questions. We discussed the standard form. This is the way of representing a standard form. Now we'll do one more problem for this. Let's say we take a question minus 2x minus 3y, and this is a plus 5 equal, or we can write equals to 5. Now first of all, we have to see, is it the standard form? Is it the standard form? See here, the variable on the left hand side, right? This variable left hand side, right? But if I see this 5, a number, a constant, that should always be on the left hand side. So first of all, we have to convert this. So how we write the solution? we have to put this minus 2x here, minus 3y here, and now we are going to bring this 5 on the left hand side. 5 on the left hand side, so it will be minus 5 equals to 0. Now, we have all the variables on left hand side and all the constant, the numerical value is on the left hand side. So we have in this format ax plus by plus c equals to 0. This is our LHS and this is our RHS. So it means it is in the standard form now. After converting it to standard form, can we get the value of ABC? You know what is ABC. Just keep in mind alphabetically. A comes first, then B and then C. Okay. And same alphabetically X comes first, then Y. So A is the coefficient of the X. So we can check from here. So A is the coefficient of the X with the sign. With the sign means that will be minus 2. Okay. Now, then we see the B thing. B is the coefficient of the Y. So that is minus 3. And now, what is C? C is the constant term. Constant term, I can see this is minus 5 here. This is the way we can find the value of A, B, C from the standard representation of the linear equation. So we understand what is a linear equation in two variables, what is the standard form means, and how to get the value of A, B, C.